For more than 50 years, there's been a lie sitting right there on your breakfast plate. So today, we're going to crack open the truth about the humble egg and really get into what we've been getting so wrong about our brain health all the way back since the 1960s. Let's dive in.
I mean, think about it for a second. What if that rule, the one that made you order the egg white omelet, the one that made you kind of fear the yolk, what if it was all based on a huge scientific mistake? Well, that's exactly the story we're going to unpack today.
And here's the kicker. Right now, a staggering 90% of Americans are actually deficient in a nutrient that is absolutely critical for a healthy brain. And the irony of it all, the best source for it is something we've been literally throwing in the trash for decades. It's just wild.
So, how on earth did we get here? How do we get to a point where 9 out of 10 of us are missing out on such a key nutrient? Well, the answer lies in a story that started a long time ago. It's all about what we call the great cholesterol myth.
Oh, you know the drill. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. Hey, watch out for those eggs. They're just loaded with cholesterol, right? It became this kind of nutritional commandment, and it probably made you feel pretty good about ordering that egg white only omelet. But where did this whole idea even come from in the first place?
Well, it all kicked off back in the 1960s with some, let's just say, flawed research. And that one little spark set off a chain reaction. For decades, we're talking the 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way into the 2000s, public health warnings were telling us to cut back on eggs. It's really only in the last few years that the science has started to catch up and correct the record.
And this is where it gets kind of crazy. The fatal flaw in that original research, the studies that started this whole panic, they were done on rabbits. Yeah, rabbits. They're herbivores. Their bodies aren't designed to process cholesterol at all. It's like trying to test a car's performance by filling its gas tank with orange juice. It just makes no sense. We're omnivores. Our bodies are built completely differently.
So here's the real deal. The old belief was super simple. You eat cholesterol, your blood cholesterol goes up. But it turns out our bodies are way smarter than that. For most people, your liver acts like a thermostat for cholesterol. When you eat more of it from food, your liver just makes less of it. It keeps everything in balance. So for the vast majority of us, the cholesterol you eat has a pretty minimal impact on the cholesterol that's actually in your blood.
Okay, so if cholesterol isn't the big bad villain we thought it was, then what's the real story here? Well, it turns out that by fearing the yolk, we've been tossing something in the bin that our brains are just crying out for. This is where we get to what's called the Choline connection. And this quote, it just says it all. Your brain is literally starving for it. I mean, we're not talking about some minor little vitamin boost here. Choline is basically the high-octane fuel for our cognitive engine. Without enough of it, our memory, our focus, our overall brain function, it all takes a hit. This isn't a nice-to-have nutrient, it's an absolute must-have.
So what is this choline stuff anyway? Well, think of it like the building block for your brain's own high-speed internet. It helps create a key neurotransmitter that lets your brain cells talk to each other quickly and efficiently. It affects everything from your memory to your mood. And remember that 90% deficiency we mentioned earlier? Yeah, that's a whole lot of people walking around with, let's say, slow-loading brains.
All right, so we've busted the big cholesterol myth, and we've uncovered the incredible brain-boosting power of choline. So now let's put it all together and finally give the humble egg the credit it actually deserves. It was never the villain of the story. It was the hero all along.
So where do you find this amazing brain-saving nutrient in huge amounts? You guessed it, the egg yolk. The exact part of the egg we've been told to fear and throw away for more than 50 years. We're talking about 147 milligrams of choline in a single yolk. That's more than a quarter of what you need for the entire day, all packed into that one little golden sphere. It's unbelievable. We've literally been throwing away brain food.
And it's not just about the choline either. The benefits just keep on coming. The whole egg is a total nutritional powerhouse. You're getting vitamin D, which is essential for your immune system. You get vitamin K2, which works with D to keep your bones strong. And of course, you get that fantastic high-quality protein that's so crucial for muscle and tissue repair. It's the whole package, all wrapped up in one little shell.
So what's the bottom line here? It's pretty simple, really. For most of us, the science is crystal clear. The absolutely incredible nutritional benefits you get from eating the whole egg, they just completely outweigh those old, outdated, and frankly debunked fears about cholesterol. It is definitely time to bring the yolk back to the breakfast table. You know, this whole 50-year-long egg lie, it's such a powerful reminder that science is always evolving. It's not some static book of rules. What we think is a solid health fact today could easily be tomorrow's big myth, which makes you wonder, right? What's next? Saturated fat? Red meat? What current health rule are you following that might just turn out to be the next great myth we debunk?